Okay, so check this out, people. I'm going to sum up this episode with one funny music clip. Check this out. There you go.
Okay, then. By the way,
Wait, hold
they
on.
didn't go to visit Philomena's. This is the worst episode. 0 out of 10. I'm getting the fuck out. All I'm hearing is white noise, dude.
Damn. Well, it's this metal band, and the song goes, "Who's your daddy? Say who's your daddy."
Oh. So,
It was
yeah.
supposed to be funny, John.
Well, I'm sorry.
Okay, so in this episode, Spike's learning how to fly because I guess everyone that's not named Scootaloo's gonna fly, and and
Oh, too soon.
and Smolder is like, "Yeah, dude, this is totally how you pop off that sick ollie." And then Spike's like, "Dude, you're the best skateboarder I've met since skateboarding legend Darth Maul." And he's like, and he knits her a pillow, a throw pillow, and but before that, she was like, "Yeah, you're not flying right. You got to actually bend your wing. You don't have feathers, numbnuts." And Twilight's like, I wonder if it's been 8 years since the show's come out, but I'm really wondering if maybe perchance a dragon being raised by a bunch of ponies not only probably messed with some of his anatomy a little bit, but also maybe messed up a little bit of his mental progression and thinking. And I'm assuming him and Smolder are about the same age, so it probably somehow stunted his growth because Spike's so thick. But anyway, Spike's like, "Nah, dude, we're cool." So he gives her the
Here's what's
pillow.
really sad, though. The last time you guys talked about this shit was back in Dragon Quest, which number one was a terrible episode, and number two, you were fucking annoyed when he kept asking. What the fuck? Like, seriously, watch the scene when he's wondering about his mortality one more time. And she gets up in her bed and she's just like, "For the last time, Spike, you were given to me as an egg." It's like, girl, calm the fuck down.
Yeah, I know. What? Yeah, dude, that episode, it wasn't like Spike's worst episode, I must say that.
Oh,
But
absolutely not.
it was far from his best. I I forgot because this is gonna sound really dumb, but halfway through the episode, I remembered this was a Spike episode because I don't want to say this is like his best episode, but like here's the weird thing: this episode was written like an actual episode and not an episode that's tailor made to just showcase a character's one note traits. Like it seems the
So,
most
so
like it seems
basically, it
like
wasn't
most.
like Princess Spike where the entire world was revolving around Spike
Well,
instead
you
of
ever
letting the world play out normally with Spike just happening to be the main character.
well you ever notice that shows do that a lot, like cartoons and stuff, where like they'll focus on a character. Maybe it's a character that a lot of people like, or maybe it's just another character, whatever. And if it's written well, it's supposed to just have the character be the character they always are. But like you said, it focuses more on the world, or it's a chance to depthen them. But for some reason, when Friendship is Magic does these character specific episodes, it just seems tailor made to play to their one note stereotypes. And this episode didn't feel like that. This episode felt like it was actually meant to provide some actual depth and tell a good story, not just like a couple unconnected pieces of hijinks and shenanigans that they rope together through a loose narrative.
Now, in some respects, I agree with you. But you do know that with Friendship is Magic, they also have some really stellar episodes about these characters outside of just their one notes. Like, look at Sweet and Elite.
Well, yes, you are very correct, but what I'm saying is that in my opinion, more often than not, it seems to me like whenever certain characters finally get their own episodes, I would never say they always drop the ball. I've seen every episode of this show. I know that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
But Well, Applejack's a perfect example. You know, she's been hit with the can't have her own good episode. I mean, hell, Perfect Pair isn't even really her episode when you think about it. It's her parents' episode. They've never
Mm-hmm.
shown up before, and they had the best episode in the whole show. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
I
saying,
don't know.
Spike. I'm just saying, Spike. My point is, Spike's been hit with this really bad over the years, but this felt like. I mean, this is gonna sound bad and pretentious, but this Spike episode felt like a good episode, not like
Mm-hmm.
a good Spike episode. It just felt like a good episode. It
Yep.
wasn't like I wasn't like, holy crap, amazed. I need to change my shorts, but you know. So Spike goes to give her the pillow, and she's like, "Dude, dragons don't use pillows." Loser. And then out in the sky, is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's a thick. It's daddy thick dragon man sledge. Sledge
It's
sludge.
sludge. It's literally a dragon with a dad bod. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
You know, that reminds me of, I saw a meme where someone was like, Magic Mike grossed 140 some $1 million at the box office. If you think dad bods or if you think girls want dad bods, think again. And someone responded with, I'll have you know Shrek grossed $437 million. So I'm just saying sledge or sludge. I keep calling him sledge because there's a local wrestling promotion in my town, and we got a dude named Sledge that works there. He's a total dick, but I'm just saying the names are similar.
Dude,
So
you should get a Photoshop of Sludge with Sledge's shirt on him.
oh, it's great. He homaged, I mean ripped off Slayer. It's the Sledge done in like the Slayer font, and he's called the Heavy Metal Maniac.
Hmm.
And his theme song is American is this like new metal song called American Nightmare. It's so cheese, but it's actually kind of cool. So anyway, Sledge crashes to the ground like he's Brainiac landing in Metropolis, and he's like, "Dude, I forget why was he so injured again."
He, like, it was something where he just, well, first of all, I want to go back to the first scene because literally Spike did a Spike did a reference to Princess Twilight Sparkle with the big finish that he just fucking face plants into the ground and just digs his own grave. But you have the same thing happen with Sludge, and I'm just like, damn, dude, like, calm down. And I love how Spike just brings him into the castle, just knowing, hey, my friends, they're ponies, but they can help you out. Like, dude, don't worry about it. I'm good. But so I love how they're each doing some stuff to help, and Pinky's the only one actually making any progress with them. Like she has the cupcake in front of him with the little pole, and he's trying to fly to get to it and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Rainbow Dash was trying to help him fly a little bit, and again, she had the
He was
same
he
shit with
was
Twilight.
yeah, wasn't he like being carried by two Wonderbolts?
Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah, so he and I don't know why Pinky the whole time looks like she's having actually like fun taking care of him and helping him out. I kept joking throughout the whole thing to myself. I was like, dude, I guess Pinky's into dad bods. What's up? So eventually he starts and you could tell, you could see the gears of the episode were twisting and turning. He likes living in Ponytown, and he wants a reason to stay. So Spike, boy, I'm your daddy, and everyone's like, and I'm like, ah, and I'm like, bullshit, but let's see how this goes. So he explains the story, and the story is allegedly Sledge and his lovely wife, we'll just call her Sally, had an egg, and she went to scour the land for the next dragon commune or something. I don't know. And but it's dangerous. May never come back. And he's like, but I wanted him to know his mama. So I went to find her, and then I went to the hippogriff place, which they actually named in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
The Lost City. I forgot its name, so I'm just gonna call it Karkaroth. And
Mount Harris.
what?
Yeah. You're talking about Mount Harris, aren't you?
Yeah, but they actually named the city. Like they.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I don't remember that that
I'm just,
exact detail.
I'm just gonna call it the cacophony because it was a name that sounded like it started with a C, but it had a "k" sound. Anyway, so he's like, and then I totes my ghost got captured, solid snake style, and they gave me the option. They're like, okay, either you go to prison or we take your egg. And he's like, well, of course I wasn't gonna let him hurt my baby boy. So I went to jail, but then I don't know. The ponies. I appreciate they actually logically ask the questions. What happened to the egg? How'd you break out? Or all this other stuff. And then Spike's like,
Where's the
dude,
corroborative evidence? Damn it!
yeah, yeah, dude. They pressed square during the interview process on LA Noir, and
Yep.
Cole Phelps just grilled his ass. So the next 6-7 minutes of screen time for this episode are Spike, and you just feel bad for Spike, right, during the whole
Mm-hmm.
episode, because I don't care what anyone says. Everybody likes Spike, okay? I know his own episodes don't usually generate too well or whatever with people, but resonate. But everybody likes Spike. He's a cool kid, cool dude. He's chill. He's top, and you can tell. And they don't really make it subtle either. And then this guy is just so stringing the poor dude along, and Spike's going with it, and it eventually culminates in Smolder just being like, "Dude, this guy. Not only does this guy sound like a phony, he sounds like a bit of a puss." And
Well,
Spike,
what I find interesting, you know, first of all, you got a song, which is
oh
it's
yeah, yeah,
forgettable but interesting, you know.
yeah. I told John it sounds like someone watched Princess and the Frog for the first time, and they wanted to make like a friendlier version of Dr. Falsier or Dr. Falsier, whatever his name was, the guy that Keith David played. They wanted to make a friendlier version of his song, "Friends on the Other
Oh,
Side."
of Friends on the Other Side.
Yeah, yeah. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah,
Transformation Central. Transformation.
but I love like the point was I never really bought into Sludge. I was kind of just like, I'm not trusting you. I'll see where it goes, but I'm not trusting you. And the first time I saw Spike bringing him stuff for his own little hoard was when I'm just like, okay, now I don't trust you. You are being a total fucking idiot.
That's
And
putting
I
it lightly.
and I love how when Smolder finds out about this whole thing, she's just like, you know, dads are something, but they certainly don't do this shit and string their kids along like this. I'm like, damn, doing some culture war shit here.
Yeah, yeah. I have no idea who they're trying to ship Spike with at this point. I thought for sure it'd be Cinder, but I guess it's funny. I used to low key ship Spike as Gulu back in the day, so honest, that was always weird for me. Who to ship Spike with, because the dude is such an unintentional dragon Drake whore, because he works with everybody. So
Well, I'll say my original OTP was always is and always will be Sparity. Fucking
I
love
remember.
Sparity.
I remember after season 3, I kind of liked Apple Spike for a little bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Him and Owlicious.
Yeah. Apple Spike, him and Applejack.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, no, my first OTP was actually for some reason always Flutter Dash. I've got no damn idea why. So eventually they work together this plan. They're like, and they're basically. Oh wait, doesn't Spike get mad at Twilight at one point?
Yeah. He's like, you're just trying to, are you just telling me that I shouldn't be enjoying time with my dad? And it gets this X-ray shot of her ribs, and you see her heart just shatter into pieces. And I'm like, oh, ow. That's gotta hurt.
Yeah, that actually hurt because this show's the kind where they for the most part don't like to outright state certain feelings and stuff. What I'm saying is, I wasn't expecting Twilight. I wasn't expecting Spike to call Twilight mom or nothing in this, but like or even his sister. But like, it's a very. It was just a very. It was just their dynamic. This episode was really interesting. So eventually, Spike
Mm-hmm.
and Smolder work out an idea to try to out Smolder, and Spike's like, "Dude, Dad, check this out. We're moving to the Badlands." And then Sledge is just like, what? And Spike's like, yeah, dude, we're gonna be real dragons, real super duper legit super dragons. And he's like, yeah, okay, I'm not your dad. Bye. Okay, this thing's a
Mm-hmm.
little longer than that, but he basically exits the server because he didn't like the way the team comp was going. So he just typed bye fags lol and then left the game.
Mm-hmm. I really I love all the young six so far. Like they've been the stars of this season, but
Yeah,
in all reality, fucking Smolder, dude.
yeah,
Like
I was
she's
really
helped Spike out on two of his episodes this season.
I've
One
been
of them
really
being helping him figure out, yeah, you're going through puberty. It's gonna be kind of crazy because I'll tell you, when my brother had it one whiff and I was all, see ya. But
Yeah, dude. I've been really impressed by her. Honestly, it's made me feel bad for the other ones because I feel like all six of them matter except the changeling.
mm-hmm. I'll
Like
tell you this though. If
Ocellus, she feels like she matters the least out of all of them.
I'll tell you this though, if Smolder was an older individual, do you see her as the kind of creature who if they had smoking in their world that she'd probably be a smoker?
Oh yeah, dude. We're talking like that.
I'm talking about
We're talking like
like
that one
fucking
rockabilly.
street jack, like leather street jacket with a cigarette in her mouth, all that shit.
Oh yeah, dude. Smolder would totally be like that one rockabilly haircut where like one side's like buzzed and then the other half's just nothing but bangs, shredded
Mm-hmm.
jeans, shorts, and the only music she listens to is the first Suicidal Tendencies album and then nothing after the date 1987.
Yep.
So
Totally.
yeah, that'd be her. So he goes to Twilight and this part was quick but interesting because just of the analogy they were going for. So Spike's like, yeah, I'm sorry, I was kind of a dingus, and she's like, hey, no worries, I understand if you want to search for your biological parents, and he's like, nah, I know who my family is. And then I think there's a joke about pillows, but I was like, oh,
Yeah.
you know what it
So
reminds me
sweet.
of? It reminds me of the story of two specific people. One guy named Rob Flynn, who's the guitarist for a band named Machine Head, and the other one's Jeff Dunham. They both came from adopted families.
Mm-hmm.
And in Rob Flynn's case, he knows who his adoptive parents are, who his real parents are, I mean, and what total shitheads they were. But in Jeff Dunham's case, he never knew who they were. But the point I'm trying to weave is that both of them, their adopted families are their families, and they have no interest in seeking out the other families, and that's what that reminded me of. And I don't know, it was just really sweet, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So what would we rate this?
a number. I don't know. Like I like the episode. I like the episode more as we talked about it, but it felt like it feels like in the three major scales of an episode where bottom's bad, midway's just there, and then like the top is like holy crap, I need new shorts. It felt like a quarter between just there and also holy crap, I need new shorts. Like it was pretty good. It was more than just an episode, but not too much. It had a lot of great moments, but for me, not like a whole lot of really good, like not great full like what's the word, scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my real only critique is that it felt like to backtrack to what I said earlier about this episode doesn't feel as much like just a series like a series of wacky hijinks and shenanigans tied together by a loosely written plot. The plot's more concrete than most other episodes like this, but the wacky hijinks and stuff honestly just felt like it was the beginning and the end of the episode that matters. Spike learning to fly, talking to Twilight, meeting Sledge, and then the end where he tells Twilight he knows who his family is and accepts his poniness and all that. Those were the only moments that really were like, and maybe their argument where I was like, yes, meaty, awesome. The rest of it was like, oh yeah, it's there to fill out the episode.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my only critique is it just felt like a lot of padding.
Okay. Well, then, what would you rate it in the numbers for?
Oh wait, that's right. Sorry, I was gonna give it 7.5.
Okay. I'm actually going to give it a 7.25. Mainly because, like you were saying, there was just a lot of fluff, but at the same time, there were such good scenes, like when Smolder kind of snaps Spike out of it and tells him that like your dad's a shithead, you know that, and stuff like that, and especially like you were saying with the argument, like that was really fucking good stuff, but most of the other stuff felt just really much like padding. So 7.25 for me. So I didn't realize this, but we're already at the season finale next week. Well, technically this Saturday, but
Yeah,
holy shit. Do you want to explain what the episode's going to be about?
I told John that at this point there's probably full synopsises written up because it's been out so long. But as spoiler free as I can make it, all I know is that there's some shit with Cozy Glow, the Young Six, and Tartarus shows up at some point. So
Well, we'll have to see if Cozy Glow is indeed Chrysalis in disguise.
big stakes for some big moods. Yeah, I mean.
Yep. And I'll say this sounds like what lies beneath was a precursor to what we're going to see in this
Maybe
finale.
that was my thing with this episode is that the last episode was so good, importantly it was so plot heavy, and this one was kind of just like yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's unfair to compare the two, but we're not critics. We're just two bros.
Yep. We're just two bros talking about ponies. So we'll see you guys next week for the finale.
Two bros talk about ponies.
Mm-hmm.
Bro knees? Nah, that won't catch on. All right, we'll see you next week.
See you later. Peace out, Dragon.